For a student like you, distance learning poses many challenges. Learning all by yourself in this time of pandemic is not easy. But cheer up, young minds, for your learning buddies are here to make learning outcomes rewarding for you. Dare to discover, learn, and be more competent as we sail together in the world of education. Join us in refining your skills to reach your full potentials as a learner here at Learning Today. What's your learning today? Aha! Monitor your learning today.
Good morning, senior high school learners. Welcome to Flambeau Radio 99.9 megahertz and live simulcast via Facebook for the program Learning Today, where learning episodes will be served for all the 21st century learners out there. Join me. I am Miss Michelle, your radio teacher in trends, networks, and critical thinking skills in the 21st century. In today's lesson, our learning targets are to explain strategic analysis and intuitive thinking, apply strategic analysis and apply intuitive thinking in solving a problem in the community using a map of social networks. Does that sound exciting? It is for me. Before we start, it is expected that you have prepared your module or learning activity sheet and pen and other learning materials for the entire duration of our radio broadcast instruction. All right. In our previous learning episode, we made to understand the emergence of trends and patterns. With these, we value our keen awareness of the emerging trends that will surely become part of our life and culture in general. Now let's start. As our first task, let's play a game called What Am I? I will present 10 characteristics of strategic analysis and intuitive thinking. Now classify them as such. Label your answer with smiley emoji if it describes strategic analysis and a heart emoji if it exemplifies intuitive thinking. Send your answers later via chat box. Understood? Let's begin. Number 1. It is referred to as gut feeling, sixth sense, inner sense, instinct, inner voice, or spiritual guide. Number 2. It is spontaneous, quick, and finished at one time. Number 3. It involves additional sensors to perceive and get aware of the information from outside. Number 4. It is the ability to understand something instinctively. Number 5. It is best used when a person is immersed in his or her own field of expertise. Are you able to catch up, dear learners? Good. Let's continue. Number 6. This involves looking at the context of the problem. Number 7. It refers to a system or method that requires deliberate, abstract, and effortful thinking that breaks down a problem into parts. Number 8. It is relevant in addressing personal issues as a student. Number 9. It is effectively used in dealing with complex problems. Number 10 and the last, the amount of time and resources are the primary factors. Let's see how much you know about our lesson for today, class. Send your answers now. Okay. I can see on the chat box that you are still answering my questions. I have given you 10 items, and what you need to do is to classify these 10 items whether they are characteristics of strategic analysis or intuitive thinking. If it is strategic analysis, your answer must be a heart emoji. However, if it's an intuitive thinking, it must be a heart emoji. Let us see. All right. Someone has completed her answer 1 to 10, and that is Julian Rose Soriano. But let's wait for more because I know that you're still typing in your answers. Rika Mi has done 5 items. Others are still sending their answers. Rika Mi has completed already. That's 1 to 10. Alright, I think, Miss Michelle, it's now time to reveal the right answers. Numbers 1 to 5 describe strategic analysis. That means your answer should be a smiley emoji. While items 6 to 10 illustrate intuitive thinking. So your answer here must be a heart emoji. So, how many correct answers did you get, class? Send your scores now. Did you get a perfect 10? If not, that is just fine. Because today we're going to explore our topic on strategic analysis and intuitive thinking. Congratulations, class! My first question is, how can one become prudent or wise in a culture with overwhelming information and demands? Are you wise or prudent in making decisions? Every day, you and I are confronted with situations that require quick decision and conclusion without being partial or biased, but rather promoting the common good in all the social networks where we belong. Do you agree with me? Send me a like button if you do. That was a good reaction, class. Given that premise, our lesson for today on strategic analysis and intuitive thinking will help us become better thinkers and decision makers in life. Now let's get to know them. According to the great Aristotle, human persons are thinking being. Yes, we all think, and we have no choice but to think. Thinking is an important part of our human experience where we process information, make connections, solve problems, make decisions, and create new ideas. However, could we challenge ourselves to think at a higher level? Is thinking a skill that can be improved? What do you think, class? Send me your answer via chat box now. Is it a yes or a no? Right! Thinking is a skill that can be improved. It's a yes. In the activity early on, you had a glimpse of what strategic analysis and intuitive thinking are about. Strategic analysis refers to a system or method that requires deliberate, abstract, and effortful thinking that breaks down a complex problem into parts. Deliberate thinking employs a detailed examination of problem to come up with a solution. Arzadon of 2018 captured the most common strategic analysis model used in decision making with these 5 steps. Are you ready for this? 1. Identify the problem. 2. Analyze the problem. 3. Generate a solution. 4. Implement the solution. 5. Reflect on the outcomes. Do you see the illustration in your module class? Right. The illustration is there. Now, let's clarify the idea. Let's illustrate, class. Suppose your parents told you to stop schooling because they can't support you financially. Will you give in right away without trying to think about your problem? Here, let's apply strategic analysis. First step is identify the problem. And from there, problem has been defined. Now think of the conditions involved in the situation. So, your parents can no longer send you to school because of financial issues. Second step is analyze. Here, you start to examine the variables that will change the state of conditions, including the potential challenges and its causes. Then you thought, why would I stop going to school? I have goals to achieve to help my parents in the future. There must be helpful ways to continue with my education. Then you thought, what if I will seek assistance for a scholarship grant? What if I will work for extra jobs and at the same time study anyway? Anyway, it's pandemic and I can juggle things. It may be hard, but if only to continue my studies, then I'll do what it takes. Moving on to step 3, generate a solution. From there, you now set practical strategy to solve the problem from an array of choices. Step 4, implement the solution. It is not enough that you have reasonable solutions. It is also equally important to act on them. Finally, step 5, assess and reflect on the outcomes. Did you make the right decision? From there, you can draw lessons from here that will guide you in the future. Now, class, did you find that illustration helpful in doing strategic analysis? If you do, send me a heart emoji. Thank you. Before we proceed any further, let's have this quick break to give time to digest what we have just covered. Questions are welcome. Send them via chat box, and when we come back, we'll give answers to them. Stay tuned.
Have you finished your modules yet, Jenny? I am trying to complete my EAPP module, Mom. I noticed that part of my module in all my subjects is a presence of reflection. My advisor always reminds me, though, to accomplish it no matter what. Why is that? Jenny, reflection is a powerful tool to have better learning experiences. Really, Mom? How? Doing reflection in learning is a way of allowing learners like you to step back from your learning experience, helping you to develop critical thinking skills and improve on future performance by analyzing what you have learned and how far have you reached. So, Mom, when I reflect on my learning experiences, I am given the opportunity to share my accomplishments, struggles, and moments of confusion. And that makes me more directed what to do next because I know my personal strengths and I am aware of what to focus on with my learning. In that way, my teachers will also know of the things their students need more in instruction. You got it, Jenny. Wow! Not just that, Mom. I realize that doing reflection means I am in charge of my learning and that makes me getting better each day as a student. That's my girl. A friendly reminder from the Department of Education and this station.
Still listening at 99.9 Flambo Radio in the program Learning Today with Facebook Live simulcast. And now, back to business. Now, let's proceed to discover what intuitive thinking is, since I don't see any questions on the chat box class. Intuitive thinking is another approach to decision making. It is the ability to understand without the need for conscious reasoning. Sometimes it is called gut feel, sixth sense, inner sense, instinct, inner voice, and spiritual guide. In addition, it is affected by how one feels and define a thing or event. Again, let's give illustration on how intuitive thinking is applied. When making decisions, particular norms and value systems within the community are considered. For example, when farmers would not touch certain places in the field like an anthill, when asked why do they avoid such places, they cannot tell any practical reason. It was just intuition. Maybe they will say that Nuno sa Punso or mythical dwarf-like creature lives in those places. In other words, class, intuitive decision making is far more than using common sense because it involves additional sensors to perceive and get aware of the information from outside. Further, in dealing with everyday life issues and situations, we are called to make immediate decisions based on our gut feel and prior knowledge and experiences. We all possibly get in panic mode, or even worse, it gives us a great deal of depressed feeling when COVID cases are shooting up and it seems like we're back to square one again. Here, intuitive thinking is much helpful. If we listen to our inner voice that everything will all be fine in God's grace and mercy in His perfect time, this will surely bring back our sanity. Where? Well, class, did you get that? Were the examples helpful in illustrating intuitive thinking? If so, send me a heart emoji. Very nice, class. I can see it on my chat box. The question now is whether rational reasoning or intuitive decision making is generally better. Which is better? What do you think, class? Well, that depends on the circumstances. Both serve their own practical use. Do you agree? Send me a yes if you do. Okay, thank you. Before we pause for a break, I have a question for you to answer. Send it via chat box. What do you call the group where people, including you and I, are constantly engaged in close communication and interaction through activities of common interest? Again, what do you call the group where people, including you and I, are constantly engaged in close communication and interaction through activities of common interests? Your clue, class, it is a two-word answer which starts with an S and an N. I repeat that. Your clue, it is a two-word answer which starts with an S and an N. Stay tuned, class.
Jana, what is taking you so long? Let's go. Wait, Mom. I'm still looking for something to wear. What? Didn't you prepare your clothes yesterday? Yeah, but I don't feel like wearing this today. I have tried on many clothes, but I just can't find a piece that I'm comfortable wearing. And Mom, I also want something that is Instagrammable, you know. You know, Jana, in choosing the garment to wear, you have to consider your body shape, your height, and even the shape of your face. Really? Yes, there are different body shapes, right? Like round, oval, hourglass, square, triangle, and inverted triangle. You just have to identify yours to know what to wear. Oh. And there are different shapes of face. These are round, oval, square, diamond, and heart. Identifying your face shape will help you in choosing garment's neckline that suits you. So, Mom, if I got a square face, what should I wear? Wear clothes with round and V necklines. How about a round face? For round face, you should avoid round necklines. Use clothes with V necklines instead. Okay. Then what is suited for me, Mom? For you? Let's see. You got an oval-shaped face. You know, that is the most sought-after shape among designers because it suits any type of garment necklines. Really? Wow! How come that you know all those things, Mom? Oh, Jana, darling, you still have a lot to know. I learned that in my dressmaking class when I was in high school. Okay. But do you know what's best to wear? It's confidence. As you consider those rules, take your confidence with you always. Oh, interesting. I think I'm gonna like that subject where you learned that from. I wanna know more, Mom. Sure, but for now, hurry up because we are getting late. Come on. Alright, Mom. This is brought to you by 99.9 Flambeau Radio.
All right, time check, ladies and gentlemen. It's now 35 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock in the morning. All right, nakakapagpagana kayong lahat with your answers. But I'd like to acknowledge the first person who answered that $1 million question of Miss Michelle. And she is Jana Cinto. Thank you for giving us the right answer. Social network, and the rest of you, congratulations as well. Now, let's continue, class. Every person is engaged in a variety of networks associated with his or her multiple roles and interests in the community. These networks can be political, economic, and social-cultural networks. So now, as a thinking or rational being, we do not only use strategic analysis and intuitive thinking for ourselves, but it is also helpful when we make decisions for the common good of our social networks where we belong, like your family, your community, whether that's political, economic, or social. Send me your reaction on this, class, if you agree. It could be a heart emoji, a thumbs up, or any reaction will do. Okay, so I can see your reaction. It's a heart emoji. Thank you very much. Let's proceed. I now see that you now find clarity when and where strategic analysis and intuitive thinking are most useful. Good realization, class. This time, I leave you with the activities prescribed in your modules under the assessment section. Do activities A and B to test your understanding about strategic analysis and intuitive thinking. Well, as usual, answers are provided for you to keep track of your progress. So to give time for you to do that, let's give way to these infomercials.
Do you think before you click, who will read my post? If you do not know how to use information and technology, you are not a media literate. I'm Nicole. I use Twitter and follow Twitter accounts to be informed about the latest news.
I'm Alfred. I can share reliable articles and is open to different opinions.
This is Laura. I am knowledgeable in advanced and basic computer skills. I also value online safety by securing my gadgets and keeping my personal information privately.
And I'm Anna. I carefully evaluate the content through trustworthy sources.
I'm Alfred.
This is Nicole. I'm Laura.
And I'm Anna.
We are all media and information literate.
Yes, we are. Be like us. Think about your future. Observe and be involved. This is brought to you by 99.9 Isat Radio.
Right. So, time check, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 39 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock in the morning. We are back in the program Learning Today here at 99.9 Flambour Radio. How was your activity? I am sure you gained more understanding of our lesson today, and for that, good job. Now remember, class, before we wrap our discussion, there's one thing you need to do. Here's the catch. It is essential that you start to apply strategic analysis and intuitive thinking. So, I want you to think of a problem in your social network, or possibly this problem you may have been experienced in the past. So, where these two approaches can be applied. Submit your work to our Google Classroom because I am excited to see your output. Again, think of a problem, or a problem could have been something that you have experienced in the past where you can apply strategic analysis and intuitive thinking. Now send that to our Google Classroom. To sum up our discussion, remember to elevate our level of thinking because after all, we are rational beings. In the social networks where we belong, use strategic analysis when dealing with hard facts and data in solving problems. Take note of that, class. Meanwhile, intuitive thinking is best used when using our instinct and heart for a quick decision making. After all, these two approaches can be best combined for best results. In other words, use your mind and also use your heart. Don't forget to accomplish the reflection in your module. Congratulations for having reached this far. Kudos for your accomplishment today. For now, that concludes our session, senior high school learners. I hope you enjoyed our time together because I did, as always, while learning new things in our subject. It has been a productive learning with you. I am Miss Michelle at your service in education. Talk to you next time. Bye for now. Stay tuned for more lessons here at Learning Today.